So hello everyone, here we are back at the layout. This is going to be kind of a odd video because there's a little bit of everything in here. So I'll start with the layout. So I started gluing down the color foam and getting everything set up the way I want to have it set up. I also started carving out the foam roads. And see there's a little cutout underneath here, so I can push the color foam down inside of itself for like the curbs and the driveway areas, like in here. I also have one right in here. You can see how I cut that out. It's really pretty easy, and then the foam is so soft you can just push it in. It holds super glue really well. It doesn't soak into the foam. I do have the scribe marks on there. You have to look real close. Right now it's not like this side where I've used the India ink and it's soaked into the cracks. So yeah, it'll look like that. The road will be more dyed black. It's more of a dark grayish black, and less bright black like that police car, because roads are just not usually brand new black, if you know what I mean. Like the asphalt has just been laid. So I got the Rivoli set up right now. There's still a little fixes here and there, like this seam right here I need to fill in with putty, and I put a little too much putty on that corner, so I need to fix that, and then obviously the details. But I wanted to mock it up and see how it would look. I gotta find a photo backdrop for that street, but I've got it to where I can have the two vehicles in the middle are drivable vehicles. There's parking places on both sides of the street. So it's kind of a wide street, but I wanted to have a turning lane coming in here for these vehicles to be able to turn into the gas station. It'll kind of look a little realistic. Plus I wanted it wider for, you know, like shots if I was gonna set the camera here and drive a train across the crossing. I wanted to be able to see a lot of the train and not have it completely restricted. This spot right here will be a really good spot for the trains to be able to come off of this turnout here. I don't know how well you can see that. You know, to these spurs over here, to this two industries. So it'll be probably good for photo and video. I think this building is going to be weathered a lot more, so you can definitely tell where the seam is between this and the Rivoli. I didn't plan it that way. The Rivoli was actually painted a light tannish off-white, and this is flat white, this building. So they actually it's not contrast. They actually blend in with each other too well. So I want to probably douse this with India ink or a homemade blend of browns and blacks to try and you know, dirty it up and definitely give a better transition between this building and the Rivoli. And then there'll be signs and all kinds of stuff coming off this building here. I'm still planning out the gas station how I want it. I still think I do want the main building over here, but I don't know if I want the gas pumps to be like this or like this over here in this area with the aisles. I want to try to not block as much as possible of the railroading aspect of the layout, but I do want foreground structures, you know, because if everything's bare out in the foreground, it kind of looks like, you know, fake, like you planned it. And I want this to look like natural. this building right back here is just mocked up. It'll take 2 boxcars. That's not how it's going to look. I'll probably only use one piece. I'm going to build it up taller. One section is going to be brick. One section will be what I'm going to do my aluminum foil little slats to look like corrugated metal. It's really easy to do that. You just take the thicker aluminum foil and make sure you use the dull side out, the shiny side in, and then I rub it with my finger down a piece of styrene about this wide that has the corrugated metal on it, and then you just rub it real hard with like your thumb or something onto that piece of styrene, and it puts the indentations onto the aluminum foil and makes it look like corrugated metal. It's you know, there are products out there like corrugated metal, but I found that they're like alloy forms, I think might be one of them. I can't remember. But they give you a little tiny bit and it's very expensive. So I find that the aluminum foil is actually a really good alternative to that. But anyway, I think I'm going to steer away from white on that building because I got my little farmhouse is white. The Rivoli in this building are white. The grain facility is going to be white. And this foreground building, I think I'll do gray to kind of break up the monotony of all the white colors. But really, if you look in an old town, you're going to see brick red and white everywhere. Brick red, white, and tan. But I didn't even really notice until I mocked everything up. It was like, oh, wait a minute. I had this planned to be white. The Rivoli actually comes out white, even though I painted it tan. And, you know, this little shopping center is white. The grain facility is going to be white. And I'm like, uh-oh, wait a minute. I better start rethinking that because, you know, it's going to be kind of dull and boring. So I think I'll go a little bit of white, lots of corrugated metal, rusty, grimy looking metal, and then some brick red over here on the end for like the office area or whatever. And then I've got the tracks that come in here for the 2 boxcars. I think that's kind of cool. I'm not even sure what that industry is going to be. Maybe a canning facility for hauling out canned corn, or well, I don't know. But anyway, starting to come along. I have been doing a lot of work. I've been having some medical issues. I'm not going to get into it, but one of them is keeping me from walking a lot. So what I've been doing is I've just been sitting down at a workbench and working on hoppers. So I got this hopper from Jim Samsula, probably my most favorite hopper that I have. It's a close comparison to the other 2 that I got from Jim. These 2 IC hoppers, I really love those. Great cars. I like the bland gray cars, you know, just like you'd probably see 100 of those and maybe one bright yellow one like that back there. I did the weathering on the Milwaukee Road. Obviously you can tell it's not as good. You can barely see any of the weathering on camera as Jim's job. So yeah, I'm worried I'm gonna ruin nice cars, so I'm kind of putting it off and not wanting to weather more. Anyway, here I've started on, well, what I told you I was working on hoppers. As you can see, or maybe you can't focus, there's a little bubble on the walkway here. These are Intermountain cars. The Intermountain hoppers are well known for the really bad rock walkways, warping. If you don't have climate controlled buildings inside where you have your trains, it's just going to do that. The Tangents are not bad. The Genesis are not bad at all. The Intermountains are the worst. I did fix this one. That's also an Intermountain. I had to glue every single rung down, and they still might even pop up. I actually did this car and glued the rungs down, and then saw that this one was popped up this morning. So I might have missed that one, but you can see there's a lot of waviness in those. They are etched metal, and they're nice detail, but yeah, it's a pain to work with those. So I'm pretty much done buying Intermountain hoppers. I'm just kind of tired of it. I really like the tangents. I know they're twice as much price-wise, but they don't have problems like that, and they're beautiful models. I'm working on this one. I started messing with the paint, trying to chip it. This is going to be a patched Chicago Central hopper. And then let's see, what else have I been doing that I can tell you about. So I also have another issue that I want to talk to you about, and that is YouTube. YouTube has been kind of weird, especially in the algorithm department and messages department. I bought a new computer maybe a year ago. It was probably less than a year ago. I'll go ahead and pop up a photo of that right now. Okay, as you can see in that photo is a pretty nice computer. It's a gaming computer. That's all I do on it is gaming, but I did have to log into my Gmail account. And I also got a new phone about a year and a half ago, maybe a year and 3 months ago. I dropped my old one in the chicken water bucket when I was watering the chickens over a year ago, and I had to get a new phone. So I had to log into Google on that as well. So I was logged into Google on 3 accounts. YouTube and a couple other things on Google kept asking me, "Are you sure this is you?" and blah blah this and that. I think one of them was Play Memories Home, which is synced to my Sony account. And so anyway, I started having problems with the comments section on YouTube. YouTube not giving me my comments. So I was always relying on the little notification bell in the top right. I was under the impression that all the comments would go through that notification bell, and I was wrong. There was hundreds of comments that I missed, and I'm gonna make a video on that, apologizing to all of you. I'm really not avoiding you. I just started finding comments about 3 months ago. I was pretty disgusted because it makes it look like I'm being a jackass, and I'm sorry. I'm definitely not avoiding comments. So what was happening was I don't get on YouTube on my new computer, and all of my comments were going to my new Google account, which I thought was the same account. But I don't know why it's doing it, but my new computer has a bunch of messages on it, and my old computer does not. And then also, the bell notification is not giving me all of my comments. So I found this tab on YouTube. I'll see if I can show it to you. If my computer desk is clean enough, I'll show it to you on my old computer. And I clicked on all of these different buttons because I wanted to go into my account to look for something. I can't remember what I was looking for. And I found all these hidden comments on my channel. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? I missed all of these? And some of them were really nice. Some of them were awesome. There was 1 or 2 stinkers, but you know, it's YouTube, so you're going to get those. And a lot of these guys are like my really good friends, you know. And I was pretty upset because some of them were a year old, and You know, some guys were asking me questions and I didn't respond to them. It might have made me look like a jerk, you know. So I'm really sorry. I wasn't avoiding anybody. I'm going to do a video naming names and apologizing to each of you. Probably not the whole year and 3 months worth, but I'm going to do maybe a Q&A, you know, for this this new video that I'm going to put out. So one of my buddies, his name is Mark. He's a really good guy. He left me some comments as well, and questions, and then emails, and this and that, and I missed them, and I didn't even notice. And I got on Facebook, and I was kind of locked into the house because I couldn't move very well. I wasn't very mobile. And this was a couple of days ago. And he said, hey, yeah, I've been messaging you. And I saw it on Facebook, you know, because Facebook's not really messing up right now. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? So I get on there and looking around. I finally find it. I'm like, oh, what the heck is going on? So anyway, I'll make a video of that. I'm rambling on. But anyway, Mark and his brother, AK-47 in Hollywood and Vista Light 72, they're great guys, and you should definitely go check them out. Look them up on either Facebook or here on YouTube, pretty much anywhere on social media. They're great modelers, and they've left me a lot of great feedback, and also Mariola, I want to mention her as well. That's Mark's girlfriend. Extremely nice people, and they probably thought I was being rude, and I'm so sorry, you guys. I really didn't mean to make it look like I'm ignoring anybody. Anyway, it also happened with one of my family members who thought I was ignoring. But anyway, the layout is coming along. I also want to tell Mark that the LAJ had to be redone. I'll go ahead and cut away and then show you why. Okay, this is looking at the N scale LAJ from the other side of the shop. You see this piece of bench work here. It actually sags in the middle and then slopes up. I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but in person it's really bad. The far bench did not warp. It's fine. But this one did. And the reason for that... Oops, sorry, got my fat finger in the way. I have an old wood stove pipe vent hole up in the ceiling of my shop. As you can see, the watermarks on there, it runs all the way down. Well, it got onto that bench work. It also got onto the Milwaukee Road layout. You can see the water stains all over it right there, and water stains on the roof. There's a lot of water damage on the Milwaukee Road layout, so I haven't really messed with it. You can even see water stains all the way down the road there in the middle. It kind of makes it look more realistic, but it messed some things up. Anyway, it messed up the track work on the LAJ, so I pulled up all the track. It's still here, but what I want to show you under this over here, this gap kept getting bigger and bigger. It's actually closed up now because of the heat. But yeah, for N scale, you gotta turn out and put it on there so you can see it. For N scale, that's getting to be a good sized gap. During the winter, it was even worse. It was like probably that far apart. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some either 5/8 or 1/2 inch plywood. I want to get the really smooth plywood. Cut it the same width, which is exactly a 4-foot by 8-foot sheet cut right down the center. And then I'm going to put the new board coming all the way up to the corner. Screw it down really good. Try to vise this together with a clamp. And then screw it down real good. And then I'll cut one of the ends off the short end behind me and put it in up there. So all of this will be redecked with the really smooth plywood. This is, I don't know how well you can see it, but this is kind of the rougher grade plywood, and this is, I believe this is 5/8. It's thicker than 1/4. But I want to get the really smooth plywood for the end scale. But anyway, in the back there, you can actually see there's a peak in the middle right here. It goes up, peaks, and then goes back down a little bit. You can actually tell on the backdrop a little bit of the peak. But I pulled the track up because I had a piece in here that has to come up and connect to this one. And it was like this buckled. I was like, oh. So this will be the crossover right here where that building on the LAJ will be, that has all the electronic stuff like Panasonic and all that. I'll go ahead and cut up. Oh, got my finger in the way again. I'll go ahead and cut away and show a photo of where that's going to be. So yeah, that's where that's going to be, and then there'll be, you know, the road that goes right through here. Anyway, I'm rambling again. I do have a bunch of stuff for the LAJ. I got a bunch of scenery and stuff. I'm really looking forward to getting this up and going. This will be the Los Angeles Junction in the year 2000. These lifelike GP60s, they don't look super realistic, but you know, with some modeling and stuff, I can make them look good. I'm going to renumber them, but they run amazing together. I have two identical ones. I think they're different road numbers. Yeah, they are. But they run really good. Really, really good. They actually run better than my Fox Valley Models GP60, which looks a little more realistic. But the lifelike ones actually run really, really good. For some strange reason, I don't know. But anyway, yep, I want to talk about a couple other things, so I'll be right back. Okay, so the when I tried out the two lifelike GP60s in Santa Fe, I was, like I said, I was impressed with how they ran. You know, they look a little, kind of a little toyish. My phone's not wanting to really zoom in on them. Oh, it looks all right on camera. But they run really good, really, really good. And I was inspired by, oh no, I know I'm gonna get this name wrong, but well, I'll just put the name right on the screen here now. But this modeler is extremely talented, and oh my gosh, his layout's starting to look awesome. It makes me want to, you know, model that particular era, modern Union Pacific, you know, with street running and all that, and really dirty, grimy tracks, and, you know, just like the LAJ. That's why I'm modeling the LAJ. But anyway, I wanted to go a little bit more modern, and I found these on eBay. I can't remember where I got the 2081 or who the seller was, but it runs really good. And I bought the 1964 from a seller called Trains with a Z on the end, based in the southeast, I think Florida or Georgia, maybe Alabama, somewhere down there. And this one didn't run, didn't move, didn't make noise or nothing. So I'm like, uh-oh, something's wrong with it. I gave $90 for that engine. So I was pretty bummed. I left it for a while. I've had it for 3 or 4 months now. And then I tried it the other day, and it has a decoder with sound in it. So I was really, really like blown away. Not really so much happy because I was just going to do a cheap DC layout and you know, just a cheap, small, quick layout where I could just run trains and have fun, like I was going to do with the LAJ, and then it started growing into a monster. But anyway, I picked these both up. I'm going to try something with them, just something small. I'll probably do it in the house, like move the couch out away from the wall and do like a 8 or 9 inch deep layout of just industrial switching in Southern California. I don't know. Not sure yet exactly what I want to do, but you know, with N scale, I can actually do more and make more and have more fun because I can have more space. Well, my eyes are not the best. I have type 2 diabetes. I've had it for a while, since 2017 when I found out. As soon as I stopped physical job working, I just went downhill, and my eyes are not what they used to be. I can't really see very well anymore, and I got to go to an optometry appointment, which I have one this next week. Today is the 22nd of June 2023. This video will obviously come out later than that, but I also want to show you something else, and the reason why I haven't been working on the LAJ. Okay, so this is the LAJ CF7 in N scale, number 2619. This is as far as I got on it. It's a very small, very, very small locomotive, and it's pretty tough to work with the kit. The kit is a Randy Gustafson kit. The reason why it's tough is because it's so small. It's not because I'm upset with the kit. The kit is amazing. But as you can see there, I have that little rotary beacon that I made, and there's a little brass air conditioner, and then just little tiny detail parts. I'm not sure where I put the rest of the brass detail parts. They're around here somewhere. Oh, here they are. I haven't worked on it in quite a while because of my eyes, because I just can't see. So this is one of the sheets. There's 2 or 3 of these sheets. All of those things on the bottom, those are all see-through etched brass steps that you have to manually put together when you put the pilots together, because they come like that. My phone's camera is looking really weird. It's fading dark and then going light again. Not sure. I don't know if it's doing that on the video. Sorry. But anyway, there's just hundreds of little parts like that. Here's a little baggie with another brass sheet. Lots and lots of little teeny tiny parts and pieces, the hand rails and everything. So after I get my optometry appointment done, I'm probably going to go on Zenny and order my glasses, and then I'll be able to get back on it. I've also started on the XBN BNSF shoving platform. I've had that on the workbench for a long time, but I've been losing stuff. I've been losing parts and pieces because I can't see. So that's the reason why the N-scale stuff has pretty much come to a halt for a while. The last thing I worked on was an N-scale CSX layout for a friend who passed away But I haven't done a lot of the N-scale stuff lately. So once I get my glasses, I'll get back on the LAJ. It's not, I mean, I'm kind of using it as an excuse, but I really don't want to lose any more items. I've lost so many things. Some of them I might be able to find again down here on the floor when I get my glasses. A couple of cut bars off some of my tangent cars, which I'm really bummed about. But whatever. I'll be able to find them, I think, with glasses. So anyway, with that being said, I still have a ton of projects going. I know my workbench is really dirty. Don't mind the mess. But I also have that same GP60 and HO. I was going to do an HO modern Union Pacific layout. But you know, I just don't have the space. I got a lot of GP60s and Santa Fe and just all kinds of stuff sitting around. There's my hay truck for the Chicago Central layout. That Chevy needs to be done. I need to finish the Viking freight semi. I've got another reefer for the LAJ layout that I'm working on there. And then there's just tons of other stuff that I got going on, HO and N. And it's just piling up. So I'm going to stop. I tell myself I'm going to stop buying trains, but I just can't do that. I find myself on eBay every evening. That's for the new Milwaukee Road layout I've been working on. But that'll be a separate video. I don't want to put too much into one video. So this is kind of a channel update. It's also an apology video of all the comments and stuff that I've been missing. But I'm going to get to that real soon. So we'll see you and take care.